Howdy howdy, this is Crazy Granny back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I cover my thoughts for the round 1 cutoffs for the Nick Fury and Rogue arenas. So the first thing I always like to do is kind of compare these, categorize these arenas to past arenas. With feature arenas, really there's two types of categories, old and new, and obviously Nick Fury, he's new in the game, so this is a new feature arena category. And then when it comes to the 4-star basic, really there's two types. Three types, low, medium, and high interest. And with champs like Rogue, we've been seeing them kind of fall into that low interest bucket. So I think she too will fall right in there. Even though she's a decent champ, has decent utility, has decent power drain. I mean, all in all, you know, decent champ, but definitely will fall in that low bucket. One of the interesting things, though, real quick, I did notice with the, I always kind of pay attention to the naming of the different arenas, and I found it funny, and I don't know if they did this on purpose or not, but the Nick Fury 5-star arena has Furious Anger, and I wonder if that's a nod to Samuel L. Jackson, who plays Nick Fury in the MCU, and the Furious Anger, what he says, that's kind of one of his famous lines from Pulp Fiction. So I always thought that was funny. I know he gets Nick Fury in the game has the Nick is furious or something like that. So they definitely have that connection there. But I also wonder if that was a slight nod to Samuel L. Jackson's famous quote in the Pulp Fiction movie. But anyway, so now that I've categorized these arenas, let's jump into some trends from some of these like arenas. Starting first with the 4-star basic, you can see this is very kind of this is a very constant trend we've seen across the board. It's right around 1.65. So you go to the last milestone, which is 150, and throw in a couple 100,000, you're going to get the champ. And then it's always that interesting balance of, if I'm only wanting the shards, the shard tier, and I don't want the champ, it's got to be a delicate play, because if you don't get a 1.5 for that last milestone, you might miss it. So I think, again, we're going to run into that situation with the Rogue arena. Now, this is where it gets interesting with the feature arena. Obviously, with the 3-star feature, it's like between 1.3 and 1.4, so not so interesting, but it's really coming down to what type of 4-star and 5-star feature arenas are we talking about. You can see with Diablo and Havoc, they were kind of on the lower end. Havoc, or not Havoc, sorry, Diablo, we all know why. He's not that great of a champ, but Havoc ended up being a decent champ. People ended up liking. I think that just at the beginning, that round 1, nobody knew. And then round 2, as people started figuring out and more people had him and played him, they realized he's a decent champ. That's why we saw his numbers jump in the second round. But when you come into champs that people know are going to be decent, like Mr. Sinister, he went close to 11 million, and people had a sense that Captain Marvel was going to be decent. She went to 10 million. So, you know, definitely there's the two ranges there, and I definitely think Nick is going to be on the higher end. Then when it comes to the 5-star feature arena, same thing. You got, like, when there was a lot of hype out there for Mr. Sinister as well as the Thing, A went over 60 million. But when there wasn't a lot of certainty what kind of champ, Havoc went really low at 20 million, and then even Captain Marvel went at 32 million. So, but I do think with Nick Fury, at least my opinion, he's going to be on that higher end. But that's my opinion. What I always love to do, especially for the first round, is get the opinion of you, the community, as it's really us at the end of the day who drive those numbers. And so 575 of you took the time to vote. Appreciate that very much. And as you can see, a good majority of the group thinks he's going to push that 60 million. I think Dank Manor here has it categorized the best. Everybody wants those juicy synergies. Yes, Nick Fury has some definite decent synergies. He looks like a good offensive, defensive champ, just an all-around decent champ everybody wants to get a piece of. So I think for sure those numbers are going to be pushed up pretty high. Though Kyle Giorgio here has a good point. No more bots equals 40 million and below. So his point is if the bots are truly gone out of the game, it won't push his numbers high. And then he's also making a point about Nick Fury. He's a useful champ, but are you willing to do long fights with a champ on 20% health throughout the fight? Ask yourself that before you start the grind. So just bringing up an alternative perspective when it comes to Nick Fury, but I think the majority of the community feels like he's going to be on that higher end. So I expect the grinding to go in quite a bit this weekend. So considering this poll as well as the trends, here are my thoughts for the round 1 cutoffs for the veterans bracket, meaning your count's older than 60 days. I think you're looking at 63 million. I think you're definitely going to be over 60 million for the 5-star feature arena. I think for the 4-star feature arena, 12 million, maybe even 13 million. And then for the 4-star basic Rogue, 165, 1.65 million. I think that's really what we're going to see, that kind of standard that we've always seen for this one. And then 1.35 for the 3-star feature Nick Fury. Now, you know, with my predictions, I always try to get within, you know, 5 to 10%. So I always like to kind of give a grind target to give yourself a little buffer. I definitely recommend it with the Nick Fury arenas because I think there'll be a lot of grinding. I think 65 million, 66 maybe if you want to be safe. And that's a big grind for sure. 13 for the 5-star feature, of course. And then for the 4-star feature, I think 13 million, maybe even 14 million will guarantee it. 1.8, 1.9 should lock up Rogue, and then 1.4, maybe even 1.5 for the 3-star feature Nick Fury. And again, the grind target as well as these cutoff predictions are for the Veterans bracket. When it comes to the earlier brackets, if you follow my channel, you know that I've got a new free-to-play account that's about 17 days in right now. So I just joined right after the Captain Marvel arenas came in with that, so I don't really have good numbers to compare in the beginners bracket. I do know that the 3-star feature 245 seems about right, was able to score a beast with under like closer to 400, so the 500, 600,000 might be more kind of where we're at now with Rogue. And then for the 4-star feature 900, but I did hear like even with Captain Marvel somebody was able to grab her with 500,000. Now this one I've got like about 13, 14 4-stars, so I'm grinding hard for the Nick Fury on my free-to-play account, so we'll see what that number is, and I'll have an updated number for round 2. And then with the intermediate bracket, meaning your account's been open for 31 to 60 days, 3-star feature around 550, 4-star basic 800,000, and 4-star feature 1.4 million. And speaking again of my beginners bracket, my free-to-play adventures, just want to quickly give kind of what the results were for this last round. Again, it was 1.01 million for the Omega Red Arena. Was able to score rank 65, about a similar score last time. I got a rank 90, so this time you can tell not as many people went. And what was really crazy is I was trying to go after some the shard tiers in the 3-star feature arena Hellas, and only put in 168, and I actually got the champ. So that was very surprising that I got the champ, landing in that 10% tier with only 168,000. So, you know, up here I was saying 245. I think that's for new champs like Captain Marvel. That was a guaranteed lockdown. I was able to get her with that score, but I don't think 168 is going to be something that'll get you a Nick Fury. Who knows? I'm not going to be grinding the 3-star feature Nick Fury. Instead, I'll be focused on the Rogue as well as the 4-star Nick Fury arenas. So anyway, these are my thoughts for round 1 of the Nick Fury and Rogue arenas. If you have any questions or definitely a difference of opinion, would love to hear about it. Throw it on down in the comment sections. We can discuss them there. And other than that, if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel and haven't subscribed yet, would really appreciate it if you did. Thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.